African Flag News TV
Yes.
kwa kunipa nafasi hii ya kuweza kuzungumza na kuwapatia stori yangu. Naomba Wakenya wazidi kutuombea na kutukumbuka kwa maombi kwenye Mwenyezi Mungu, nami pia nitawakumbuka. Asanteni.
Bibi tumalizie na kalata.
Jamaa
jiwe ni ya wewe. Watu ufanani.
Slogan yetu tunasema hivi, nguvu yote inatoka kwa mwananchi. Kwa hivyo nguvu ya mwananchi ndio ile iko juu zaidi. So tunasema people power, higher power. People power, higher power. Higher power, people's power. Higher power, people's power. Who are the people? We are the people. Who are the people? We are the people.
Asante sana.
Asante.
Shukran.
Press conference. My name is Bob Njagi. I'm the chairperson of the Free Kenya movement. And today I would like to give my statement, and I'm going to read it out as follows. Bob Njagi, one of the Kitengela 3 press and public statement on abductions. Revolutionary greetings. I take this opportunity to welcome members of the international media. My statement today is to confirm to the whole world that Kenya has indeed gone back to the dark days of extrajudicial killings, illegal arrests, detention without trial, torture, denial of rights to demonstrations, freedom of speech and movement. The whole lot of violations, just like Kenya did not enact a new progressive constitution in 2010. Prior to our abduction on the 19th of August, Free Kenya movement had been on the forefront of the protests against the draconian Finance Bill 2024, which was later mutated into pro-good governance demos that demanded for the dissolution of parliament and the resignation of President William Ruto and his deputy, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, for gross violations of the constitution and failing to uphold and protect the sovereignty of the Kenyan people. During the protest, I was singled out and have been arrested twice before on trumped-up charges. It is important to note that all demonstrations have always duly notified the police in accordance with Article 37 of the Public Order Act and further requested them for security during the demo. In the demos, the police and sympathizers of the Kenya Kwanza administration were quick to blame the protesters before undertaking any investigations to ascertain the truth. This strategy, however, did not deter us from proceeding with peaceful protests, much to the dissatisfaction of those who organized thugs. The police, instead of arresting and stopping those who are looting from the business community, focused on arresting and shooting and killing innocent protesters. Many businesses in various towns and cities have suffered huge losses as a result of the looting by hooligans. During the anti-finance bill protests, many young Kenyans have been injured, illegally arrested, abducted, and others died through extrajudicial killings. There have been serious crimes against humanity by the security agencies. The use of excessive force, such as live bullets, water cannons, tear gas, etc., while concealing their faces to avoid identification, has been the modus operandi. To date, no police officer has been brought to book to answer to the charges of assault, misconduct, abuse of office, excessive use of force, abduction, murder, etc. This only points to the reluctance of government to undertake any meaningful investigations that would uncover the truth and reveal those behind and sponsoring goons. On the 18th of August 2024, I received a call from Honorable Jimmy Wanjigi to accompany him the following day to Nairobi Area Police Station, where he had been summoned to appear before the police. On the 19th of August, en route to Kitengela, the bus stopped at Mulolongo for some passengers to alight. It was then that 4 masked men, hooded, got into the vehicle shouting, "Huyu ako na bunduki," which means this one has an illegal gun, while pointing at me. I was immediately alarmed by this assertion, and upon realizing what was happening, I shouted, "My name is Bob Njagi," and informed the passengers that I was being targeted because of the demos. The officers shoved me out of the bus forcefully while assaulting me with kicks, blows, slaps, and jerking me off my feet while carrying me shoulder high into an awaiting white car. The officers had cautioned other passengers not to take any photos or videos. However, some passengers managed to secretly record the incident. Inside the white vehicle were 5 men, 2 at the front and 3 at the back. We drove for close to an hour, while all the time I was being assaulted until we came to a sudden stop. I was then blindfolded and handcuffed at the back and moved into a second awaiting vehicle that had 4 men. 2 sat at the back and 2 in the front. We drove in complete silence for about 30 minutes until we arrived at the final destination. 32 days of terror. I was whisked into a building and ushered into a small, very dark room, the size of 6 feet by 4 feet. I was left on the floor for 2 days without food, only some water that was being administered occasionally by one of the men. On the 3rd day, the handcuffs were removed from the backside and my hands were cuffed on the front. I was then moved into another room. The second room had a small withered mattress and a blanket. This is where I stayed locked up and handcuffed, blindfolded for the next 30 days. The room was completely sealed with no lighting during the daytime or nighttime. The only human interaction I got was only when the door would be open, twice a day. In the morning, they would open up and hand me a cup of tea while removing the waste bucket and replacing it with another one. During lunch hour, I was served with a meal that would barely keep me alive. The food was unpalatable, but I forced myself to eat in order to get some strength and keep alive. Health depreciated very fast. I was dehydrated and I lost a lot of weight during the 32 days of abduction. Once a week, I would be led blindfolded into a room where I showered for 10 minutes before being returned to my cell. I was held incommunicado throughout my abduction and denied all freedoms and rights enshrined in our Constitution. On September the 20th, 2024, at about 12:30 a.m., 2 men came into the cell and asked me to get up and get dressed. I was then taken outside the building and into an awaiting vehicle. They removed the handcuffs and replaced them with plastic knots, tie knots, but I
wimbo wetu wa mahakamani kupigwa na haina shida.
Hawa ni wale wa ayo mama,
Ayo ma, ayo mama, ayo ma, ayo mama, ayo ma, ayo mama,
ayo mama,
ayo ma, ayo mama.
natakayo asikie,
Natakayo asikie,
natakayo asikie,
natakayo asikie.
mapinduzi yaja Kenya,
Mapinduzi yaja Kenya,
natakayo asikie,
natakayo asikie.
mapinduzi yaja Kenya.
Mapinduzi yaja Kenya.
You are ready, eh? You are ready, eh?